Hello, I'm Myra Rosario. Welcome to NEOhioLife Spotlight. I'm here with Robin Boyd, the CEO and President of Essential Accounting. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad to have you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So when I think of entrepreneurs and business owners, I think of you.
Oh, great.
Because you've been a business owner for how long?
27 years.
27 years.
Yes.
So take us to the beginning, like what made you start into entrepreneurship? Did you go right into it or did you have a full-time job?
Well, it started in high school. I went to a vocational school where we learned a trade as well as the usual classes. And I became the vice president of an organization that encouraged entrepreneurship. And so we used to compete in these types of settings, and that's where it all started. Yeah.
Did it start in accounting or was it something else before?
It was accounting.
Was it accounting?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You felt like that was your calling?
That was my calling.
Okay. So tell us, what are some of the lessons that you've learned being an entrepreneur?
Wow, that's a long list. I think back to how I started, and I wish I would have had some type of mentor or advisor from the beginning, so I could have cut out a lot of the trial and error things that happened along the way. But it kind of shaped me who I am now, so it's like a blessing and a curse kind of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really wish I would have started off with a mentor or, like I said, an advisor. Also, with a team. I was a one-man show for so long, and then as I started to add others, I had that control piece there where I couldn't relinquish control, and it took me quite some time to do that. But it was for the best. Yes.
What advice would you give somebody who is looking to grow a team? Like,
Well, I know that there's a lot of sites out there where you can, find people are looking for jobs and things like that. But going to someone that specializes in your field where they can hone in on the person that you're exactly looking for is the best option, I believe. Yeah.
okay. So what if a person is looking to start a business today? What advice would you give them?
Of course, it's always said, start your business with an accountant and a lawyer.
Okay.
Especially with this social media, everybody's on social media, and if you don't have social media, you're like behind the eight ball, they say. So there's a lot of do's and don'ts and a lot of ins and outs that you need to know, and you need to talk with a lawyer about that. And then as far as because people go from A to Z, I call them accidental entrepreneurs, and then they're like, oh my God, I haven't filed my taxes in 2 years or 3 years. And then they try to go back and recreate what happened. But if you would have had that person in the beginning, then you wouldn't have to do that.
Right.
Yeah, so lawyer and accountant.
Lawyer and accountant, great advice, great advice. What's been one of the most rewarding moments of building your business so far?
My business has been home-based for 27 years. And people had told me that I needed to get an office space with the shiny lights and all these things, and they told me that I wasn't going to be able to achieve what I have achieved not having an office. And so that's very rewarding to me.
Very nice. And you were ahead of the time because
Oh,
now
yeah.
it's...
I went paperless in 2004.
No.
Yeah, so when everybody was scrambling during COVID, I'm like, oh, I can show you how to do that.
Oh, you were ahead of the...
Yeah.
What does success look like for you now, and how has that changed since when you first started?
Well, success now is having that team in place, and I'm able to step back and really lean into my clients and build relationships with them and to understand exactly where they're trying to go and what they're trying to achieve instead of doing that and doing the work. Because the team can handle the legwork and I can make sure that the client is achieving what they're trying to achieve, in addition to all of the other accounting and tax and all of those things. So that's really nice.
How did you let go? Because there's like this perfectionism, and then you want to make sure it's done right. How were you able to let it go to a team person?
Working with a breakthrough coach.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes, because there's reasons why, there's root causes of why we are that way. And so when you find out what that cause is and you can deprogram that, then it's like smooth sailing after that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
What are some common mistakes that you see business owners make?
Long list again.
Okay.
Well,
Common mistakes.
I can do that myself.
Okay.
So they want to wear all the hats in their business, and they think they're achieving something or getting somewhere, and they're kind of just on a hamster wheel. Yeah.
What is some of the best advice that you've received about entrepreneurship?
One coach that I met with, this was years ago, he told me, I said, oh, this is what I'm trying to achieve. He said, you already have it. You just don't have it packaged correctly. That's why you can't see it. So when you compartmentalize, just what I'm saying, the appointments, you're trying to keep your schedule filled, and you're thinking that you're really getting revenue and doing everything you want to do in your business, you're really not doing anything because you're just staying busy with a full calendar. But when you look at everything behind that and start analyzing numbers and how you should be doing things, and you say, oh, okay, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
If you could go back to your younger self, a little bit after high school, what advice would you give yourself?
I think I would have skipped college. I mean, it's great.
Yeah.
But I had all of that pre-college experience, and I went to college 1 year and set out for 6, and then went back. So all of that experience I had outweighed what I learned in school. And a lot of those things I didn't use ever again. So I would say that, and I would also say start with that team. Try to at least have someone there that you can bounce things off of, because trying to figure it out yourself, it just takes you back so long. It takes forever to get there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of goes back to the team. And
Yeah.
do you have a specific mentor or somebody that has been a part of your life that's helped you get to where you're at now?
Yes, my husband. He is ahead of me as far as being an entrepreneur. He has always had his own business, and he has helped me along the way to let me know you should be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, you need this, you need that kind of thing. And you need people around you like that, because if you just have a bunch of naysayers or people that are, I call them low vibrating people,
Yeah.
then you're not, it's going to just take you years to get where you're trying to go.
Yeah, take
Yeah.
you years, right?
Yeah.
What advice would you have for others that are wanting to run their business from home?
It's the best thing ever.
Yeah?
Yes. But it takes a special type of person to be able to do so. Since I've always done it, but I used to be in the office also. I was corporate, and then I ran my business from home. So what advice would I have? Distractions. You know, when you're working. Have your schedule, that what time you're going to do things, as far as cooking and washing clothes and all of that, because it'll take you away, and then you won't get your work done.
Kind of like keep your work hours,
Yeah, your work hours,
even
yeah.
though you're home.
Or your work time, because I work, then I stop for hours, and then I go back. I don't just work straight through
Yeah.
anymore. I used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it would be
Yeah.
hard not to work on weekends. Do you set those boundaries for yourself?
It just depends. During certain times of the year, I do work on the weekend, but I don't drill myself like I used to in the beginning. Yeah.
So are you currently taking clients? Like, who would be a good fit for your
Well,
business?
we're working, our target market is S corporations and husband and wife teams that want quality of life and time for themselves and other things that they're doing, or just downtime. That's our sweet spot per se. And it has proven to be a mutually beneficial arrangement when we have those types of clients.
What makes Essential Accounting different than other accounting firms?
Well, from what I've seen, we don't make our clients just a number, or, okay, we just want to gouge them and charge for everything. We kind of put packages together, and this is what you pay, and if you get a notice, we're not going to charge you an extra fee, or if something comes up, there's no extra charge. This is the package that we put together for you, and it's all inclusive of everything you need. And we're going to help you, whatever it looks like, we're going to help you get to your goals.
So going back to what you said about the husband and wife, so this particular client, they're looking for a specific lifestyle, is that?
Yes.
And you help them get to that place?
Yes, because they're working so much in their business, they don't have time to, the kids are neglected, they're neglecting their health and things of that nature. They can't go on a vacation, they don't have time for their husband or wife. And when they relinquish those duties, then now, oh, I have time for this now.
Okay.
And some of them don't know what to do with the time, even though they wanted it. But yeah, so they just have a better quality of life.
What kind of services do you provide for that person?
Now, this is not really accounting, but we help them develop personally too, because their personal idiosyncrasies spill over into their business. And we kind of help with that, as well as showing them what they've missed revenue-wise, what they've overpaid, whether it's taxes or expenses or a better way to do things, and do bookkeeping and payroll and contractors and all of those types of things, those usual things. But they get that extra consulting piece that helps them achieve their goals even better.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're like a coach and a consultant.
Essential accounting consultants.
All in
Yes.
one. That's great.
Yes.
So how can someone get a hold of you?
Well, we can be reached by phone, 216-202-4194, and our email, it's info@essentialacctg.com.
Okay, great. Now, we are currently going into or in the tax season.
Yes.
Right.
And I'm here. This is like unusual for me.
Yeah, I know.
I have a team.
Right, right, exactly. So how often do you meet your clients in person?
It just depends on the person. These days are going by so fast, and weeks and months and years. Nobody has time for that anymore. The ones that I run into. But I will meet people in person, and it just depends. If that's something that the client wants, I will do that.
Right. Now, let's say if somebody hasn't filed their taxes in like 4 or 5 years.
I get that every day.
You get that every day? Wow.
Yes.
And you help this person?
Yes, we try to recreate their business dealings, as best we can, working backwards, because there's a lot you're going to miss when you're retracting 5 years. But yeah, we get them caught up on their taxes.
What would you say is like your area of expertise, like your specialty?
Well, it seems right now that we've been stereotyped to help Americans living in other countries become transparent. So when you were talking about the several years of not filing, so they've been out of the country making money, and now they're like, oh my God, I gotta, file my taxes. So can you file for the last 10 years? And they have their bank accounts. I don't know if you know about that. You have to file if you have $10,000 or more in your bank accounts. You don't pay taxes on that. You just have to kind of advise the government of accounts that you have and things like that. So I've been getting an influx of those phone calls.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know what website I'm on or something, but yeah, I've been getting an influx of those phone calls.
What bad advice can you warn people about when they're starting their business? Like what common bad advice have you heard?
Don't listen to your friends. No.
Don't listen.
Yeah. Make sure that you're not commingling your personal expenses and your business expenses. Keep it separate.
How do they do that?
So 2 bank accounts, one for business, one for personal. And if you're using the personal funds, you just do a transfer into your account or write yourself a check or a wire, but make it clear as to you're putting money from your business into your account and pay your personal expenses from your personal account.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I personally believe if you own a business, you should have an accountant.
Yeah.
Is it wrong to assume that not everybody has an accountant if they have a business? Or
Yeah, most people don't.
they don't?
No.
And what kind of warning?
It's the whole thing. I can do it myself. And it's not until they receive some type of notice where they're reacting to that. Instead of being proactive, they're reacting and they want to fix it. So once you fix it, then you can kind of show them the way and get them on the straight and narrow after that. But there's so many people out there. So many.
Right. So what last piece of advice would you give an entrepreneur?
File your taxes. Do not wait until you get a notice and it says some astronomical amount of money that you owe and then want to fix it at that time. Be proactive.
Be proactive. Saves them a lot more money.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
A ton of money.
I mean, also, you save money by teaching them about tax write-offs and
Yeah,
things like
because they don't know what they can write off. I've even had people say, well, I had to pay for my sister's wedding. And that's not a business expense. They don't understand. You know, they don't really get what they can write off and what is business or personal when they're putting it all together. And these are people that are making millions of dollars. These are not just the low man on the totem pole kind of people. These are, you wouldn't believe what I hear.
Wow.
Yeah.
What does success look like for you now? And how's it changed for you from when you first started?
Well, as I keep telling you about this team building, and as I'm building this team, I'm not just building a team. I am a part of a solution. I am changing the dynamic in a household when I hire someone. So that makes me feel good.
Yeah.
So that's different from when I started and I was trying to do it off myself. I'm actually helping someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see that too.
Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you
Your
for
advice
having
is so
me.
valuable. Get an accountant. Robin, thank you so much for being with us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.